My name is Ryan. I work for Dakotaline Snares. If you'd like one of our catalogs, give our shop a call at 605-744-0133. Today I'm going to show you guys how to flush and put up a muskrat on a wire stretcher. It's very simple. It's a lot easier than just about any other fur bearer. But we've got our flushing beam set up here. I'm going to put the muskrat on sideways with one leg hole exposed. I'm going to do 3 different rotations with this. I'll show you what that is. So I'm using my Wiebe Pelt Scraper. Excellent tool for this. It's got a sharp edge and then a dull square edge. I prefer the sharp edge. And I just hold on to it like so and just gently scrape off all that excess flesh and meaty tissue. It's really important as well, if you have bite marks, spring muskrats will have a lot of bite marks on them on occasion, that when you're running your flushing knife over that bite mark, not to put too much pressure, it'll really rip easily. Any of you guys that have trapped muskrats know that they have some pretty delicate skin. But that's sufficient for one side. I'm next going to go to the other leg hole. And before I do that, spring muskrats often have glands. Here's what they look like. You just want to gently pinch those off. Just kind of roll them off the flesh and put those in a separate jar. Muskrat glands are extremely valuable for making lures. I don't know what the going rate is per pint or quart right now, but they're excellent for making different types of trapping lures, whether it's muskrats, canines.
Pause.
Okay, so now we're on to the second leg hole. You can see how gently I'm just kind of softly scraping the fat, meaty tissue off. And you can actually do too much on a muskrat. I'll go to its back, and you can see there's kind of a saddle right here. You want to leave that meaty saddle on. You can over scrape. Do a once over on it. That one's good to go on the wire stretcher. I'll do one more and then I'll show you how they go on the wire stretcher. So again, just find one leg hole. I'm going to take the glands off again. It's best if you do that first. If you run your knife over it, you can wreck them pretty easily. But again, those spring muskrats, that's an added bonus for when you're flushing them to get the glands out of them. And gently, again, just going down the back, leaving that saddle on. And that's all it takes to flush a muskrat. So next, we're going to use a wire stretcher. These are meant for muskrats. If they look too wide in shape, you can just squeeze them with your hand. Length is the name of the game with muskrats. You don't want to overstretch them. And then before I attach these hooks on each side, I just like to put a nail. Do this slowly here. There's a little bit of cartilage in their nose. I just put it through one of the nose holes and then push it through the other side. And then just leave your nail just like that. And the reason for that is when you're just gently pulling down on them, it won't pull that nose, over the top of the stretcher. And then when we skin them, as you saw Tyler do earlier, there's a little excess skin on both sides, one from the tail side, or top and bottom of the tail. I'm just going to push the hooks into them, gently pull it down, just so that that's kind of, a little bit taut. And then a neat little trick I learned was to take just clothespins and pull these sides down closer to your hooks. That's where they'll measure. Just pinch it onto the side like so. Same thing on this side. Gently pull that down. And that's ready to go on the drying rack. I'll show you one more. Take our nail, push it through the cartilage in the nose, up through the other side. And I forgot to mention that another really important piece when you're putting your rats up on wire stretchers is to make sure they're dry. That hair will definitely slip. I like to put some fans on them and make sure they're just about bone dry before you put them up on your wire stretchers. And there you have it. Okay, next I'm going to show you how to take a muskrat off of a wire stretcher. This has been on for 2 days. Sometimes in the right temperature you can take them off in roughly 24 hours. But you know that they're done when they will hold their form, and they kind of have a crackly sound to them. You can feel it when they're ready to come off. But we're going to pull the nail out of the nose, and then take our clothespins off, and then gently take the hooks out so you don't rip them. And then if there's any moisture on the fur side, you don't want to just tear them right off. You'll pull a chunk of hair out with it. I like to just gently squeeze the stretcher and give it a gentle tug, and you can see they come off fairly easy. That's that. I'll put them in a box and keep them in a dry place.